Pisces, I'm Christy, you're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot, and this is your reading for the week ahead, starting September 18th to September 25th. I think that's a week. And let's see what's going on for you, Pisces, in the week ahead. My cards are almost matched, but we'll see what's happening for you, Pisces. As always, if anything I say resonates, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Let's get on with your reading. Ace of Swords, Knight of Cups, Nine of Wands. There's a communication coming, a lot of clarity being brought through communication, that somebody has a lot of feelings for you, Knight of Cups. There's somebody has like really someone's quite soft for you, or someone has really loving intentions towards you, but they're going to communicate this and you might be a little bit put off, or you might pull back a little bit. Something about retreating or hiding or feeling like you want to, at least. What else? Oh, whoa, that was weird. Five of Swords, Ten of Wands. Not for long. So you might immediately pull back when someone communicates they have a lot of feelings for you. And then you're going to kind of realize you're going to do a little bit of self-analysis. And with the Five of Swords, realize, okay, actually, this is self-sabotage. This isn't helping anyone. Why am I pulling back? Because Ten of Wands obviously is after the Nine of Wands. So this is you hiding, and then you're going to pick all those wands up and you're going to go, actually, there's no reason to hide. This is a lose-lose situation. This person has nothing but positive intent. All right. So I don't know if you already know this person, but yeah, Hermit there. You've done the inner work, or you're going to do it. You're going to pull back and then go, actually, this isn't benefiting anyone. Two of Wands. You're going to give someone a chance. I like it. Two of Cups. Two's here significantly. Twos might be significant for you. King of Swords here. Somebody's going to be very much like to the point. They're going to be quite straight up. Look, with their communication, they're going to be like, look, this is how I feel about you. And when they say it, they might not sound like they feel any, like, do you know what I mean? They might be quite robotic in their talking, or like there's just that sense of maybe they have something about when they talk, it doesn't match what they're saying in some way. Like maybe when you talk, you're very emotional and you can hear that what you're saying is being backed up by authenticity. But when this person talks, they might be quite like, Pisces, I really like you. I really think we should move things forward. Do you like me too? Like there's just something where it's a little bit like cold, or you wouldn't hear, you might be like on the fence about whether they are telling the truth or whether they are as authentic as you want them to be. But with the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, that's you weighing whether or not to like trust their words. But the Ace of Swords is truth and clarity, and the Two of Cups is a soulmate. So you can kind of, that might be why you initially pull back, is it sounds fake or it sounds false. But also Ace of Cups here, new love. Like this is true. This can be trusted if you feel that. But make sure you do that self-analysis. Make sure you're not self-sabotaging. King of Cups. So you got from the Knight of Cups to the King of Cups and the King of Swords. So maybe somebody is waiting. It's like, it's almost out of nerves, because it's taken a lot for this person to kind of come forward with their feelings. When they do, they're going to be like, Pisces, I really like you. Do you like me too? And then you're going to be like, well, that wasn't very genuine. And then you're going to kind of realize, okay, if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't have had the balls to say that the way that they just came out and said it. So that probably makes sense as to why they didn't sound very emotionally involved in the statement that they made, if that makes sense. And then with the King of Cups coming out, the second that you kind of reciprocate with the Two of Cups and the King of Cups, second you reciprocate or say, oh, I think so too, or, you know, I'm not quite sure, whatever it is you communicate to them makes them then go, okay, and they're going to be a little bit more real or a little bit more comfortable being their true emotional selves and showing a little bit more emotion than, hi Pisces, I like you. Like, there's just more emotion to them, but you just don't see it because they're not showing you it because they're nervous to be cut down. So they're like, okay, I'll act like it's a business deal. It's almost like they're acting like it's a job offer, right? And they're going to a job interview, and so maybe this is them coming to your house, knocking on your door, or you know, whatever it is, approaching you at work, and they're like, well, if I went into the boss's office, I would be a little bit. It's almost like they're being formal about it. Maybe they do really well in interviews, and they do really well in, like, they test well and things like that. So they're like, I'll think about it analytically, I'll treat it that way. And that's why when they come towards you, they're gonna be so like robotic and black and white, because that's how they deal with things, and that's how they're good. That's where they exceed and excel is with more like even academic things. So maybe they're gonna like type something or write something out and you think this is a bit serious, this is very like well thought out or well typed out, this sounds too good, or this sounds scripted, this sounds like they've rehearsed this. It's because they're nervous, and they have. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's either robot completely of Pisces, I like you, or it's really scripted to the point where you think, did they watch that in a silly Netflix movie? Is that someone's already said that, they've just copied it word for word? No, it's real. It could go either way here, especially with the Two of Pentacles. They're either going to be really cold and or really emotional to the point where you're like, have you gone to drama school? You're very dramatic. Like, I don't know, but it could go either way. But either way, give them a chance. They are just nervous, and that's their way of dealing with it. It is just as authentic. King of Wands, you've got 3 kings here. You're missing the King of Pentacles. I won't hold it against you or them. There is an ending to a King of Wands. So if you had, this is, to me, I'm getting X energy from this. I think you had someone around you in your past that was, and this could be a situationship, it doesn't have to be like an ex, but it's like your most recent situation with someone was very much selfish on their end. It was very much King of Wands to me. At the moment, at least, I keep getting this energy from the King of Wands of being very self-obsessed and being very much like what serves him, what would look good, who would look good standing next to him, and that's the partner he's going to go towards. What would benefit him and not his heart, just what would look good and what would, yeah, and what would feel good. And I don't mean feel good in his heart, just what would make him feel good, his ego. And with the Tower here, you're like, no, there's an end to that. There's an end to me playing into this games with these negative, toxic entities. Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. It's almost like you used to be just like, you maybe in the past you attracted this type of person because you were very similar, and so you were very empathetic towards them because you understood where they were coming from. But you were balanced and you were like self-aware when you were being a little bit selfish. You were always self-aware and would temper it. Whereas this person is like overly not self-aware. They kind of let themselves, they don't like hold themselves accountable for any toxic behavior. They kind of give excuses. It's a little bit of like narcissism around this energy. And you're like, yeah, nah. I thought that you were similar to me. This is like one person in particular that you dealt with. You saw similar aspects to them, to yourself, and you went, I actually, and it's almost like you're not going to be too hard on yourself. You're not going to beat yourself up because you go, I see why I thought they were a good person, because you thought they were like you. And then you're going to go, oh, actually though, all they showed me in the physical world is that they can't follow through with promises, that they can't be trusted, and that, because like, I'm just getting this, as soon as this came out, I said the King of Pentacles isn't here. And that it just came out when the King of Wands did. And it was, so it's like the King of Pentacles is someone very genuine, very stable, very trustworthy. And as soon as this just pointed out to me, it highlighted the lack of genuine generosity and following through on what they say they're going to do. You're done with people that can't do that. And with the King of Cups, I really feel like this King of Cups, I really want the King of Pentacles to come out now, because this person here is the same person. I can promise you that much. So it came out right together, right on top of the same communication. Knight of Cups also here. It's the same person. But yeah, don't get distracted by an ex if they come back also. What else is going on with Pisces? Tell us more. Oh, High Priestess. Jumping onto the King of Wands and the Tower. So you might feel this person returning soon. You might feel that they're coming back with the High Priestess. And also the High Priestess doesn't really speak. She holds her tongue, she listens, she's like a sponge to the world around her. Even just the trees and the wildlife, she just absorbs everything. I don't know why I said that. It's just like you absorb everything, and you're really like reading someone correctly by not speaking and just watching their actions and listening to what they say. You're going to get a lot more by than speaking. Something about don't communicate if somebody returns from the past, if you don't want to communicate, unless you do want to communicate. But it's just like whatever you feel called to do, whatever with the intuition, with the High Priestess, sorry, whatever you feel drawn to do and say or not to say, make sure you do that. Don't do what the world tells you to. So maybe you've got people around you, or maybe you've been conditioned in some way to like, oh, I have to communicate back. They rang me, so I need to ring them back. It's only polite. Pisces, you don't. If you feel called just to, for once, stand up for yourself and let someone go, do it. You don't have to. Just because somebody gives you 2 cents doesn't mean you need to give them 2 cents back, because I really feel like that's what this is. It's like they're not even going to give you anything substantial. They just want to somehow come in and corrupt whatever it is you've got going now that they're not involved in. And you don't need to involve yourself with them. The Hangman, you're looking at yourself very differently very soon as well. And I mean this in a nice way. I think that there's something about people-pleasing tendencies that you had in the past, and they made you like less. You weren't valuing your time or something because you were doing what people asked you to do. Say someone's like, will you set up this fence? Or you're very good at prepping meals, meal prep. Will you come and meal prep for me? Maybe you're a chef and they're like, will you do this for me? And you just go, yeah, of course. And then there's something, while you're here, will you also do this? Will you do this? Will you do this? And you're like, yep. Something about you actually saying no a couple times, or actually just saying, actually, I'm busy, sorry. Something about you doing that is going to make you have a lot more respect for yourself. Not that you don't have respect for yourself, but I think that you might be convincing yourself that being a nice person directly correlates to you giving your time out freely, even if you're not getting any respect, or like it's almost like people are expecting it of you because you've always been so giving. They're just expecting you to carry on being that giving over and over and over and over and over. And then you're like, well, it's expected of me. I have to do it. It's okay for people to look at you differently. It's okay if you do something and it catches people off guard and they look at you different. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean it's wrong just because you've done something different to what they were expecting. It's okay to step out of the character. You're not a non-playing character. You're a person, and you're okay to have feelings and to act different and react different to things than you did in the past, and that's okay. And if people react differently to you reacting differently, that's their problem. You as long as you have positive intent and are looking after yourself and aren't harming anyone, you're not, I just want to say you're not a bad person for putting yourself first. It's almost like, what's that saying? Recovering people pleasers will say that they're in their villain era just because they've placed a healthy boundary. And this makes so much sense. Even to me, I don't have Pisces in my chart, but like I remember that happened to me once. Is I just was like, I'm the bad person now. I'll take it. I'll run with it. If that's how they want to see me, I'll just be the bad person. And then like looking back, that was like 3 years ago, and it's like I just placed a healthy boundary. There was no villain, there was no negativity. I was not the villain in anyone's story, but in my mind I was just placing a healthy boundary. So there's something here where maybe you've been so used to being the nice person, the nice guy all the time, where it feels like you're entering your villain era, but you're actually you're putting up a boundary, a healthy boundary with your time, and go and do the thing you want to do. I don't know why that's coming through. There's something around love here. And it's going to be like, go towards who you want to go towards, even if it's almost like you have to, it's something about pulling a sickie, or yeah, So there might be like, there's something coming through about work, and then you go, actually, can't come in today, I'm not well. And then you go and gallivant on a date or something. I don't know why it's coming through. It's like yeah, I don't know why that would come through. Maybe there was like overtime someone wanted you to work, or is gonna be. And then you're gonna say, I'm so sorry, but I'm so tired and drained. And then you're actually gonna go out and party or something. I don't know why. That's like very strange. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap your reading up here. Thanks so much for watching. If anything I say resonated, or if you just like my style, please let me know by liking and subscribing. And I'll see you when I see you.